So after I talked to Nipsey and I was like, yeah, I love you, cuz, or whatever like that. I'll see you later or whatever. So I hung up the phone. I thought Big U gave wrong information. 30 minutes later, the homies blowing me up like they just killed Nipsey. And so I'm like,
wait. You get a call from Big U telling you Nipsey just got killed.
Hey,
you panic call.
Back with another video. For everyone out there's having a good day, y'all. We're back. We got another hour banger. This is a damn good reaction. I ain't even gonna lie. This compilation I put together, it's a good one. Let's get into it. Just remember, entertainment purposes only. Don't believe everything you see in these clips. We got some big arrests that's happened. We got the astronauts that came back, greeted by dolphins. Now we know what we've been seeing about dolphins lately, right? Let's get into it. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Super Bowl. Well, they actually use the World's Fairs buildings of New York and other places, and there's electric towers that surround them. This is why the coliseums or the stadiums that they use are in a bowl. You always think of all the stadiums, all the football, soccer, sports, it's always in a bowl. The reason it's in a bowl is because that energy is being taken from the fans, being interjected into the players, and they're harnessing or harvesting that energy. The mind is influencing the players the entire time. And this is how powerful the mind really is. But we're not taught that. Because if we started to understand that people could group together and be very powerful, then that's a threat to the system. And when it's interesting, because when you look at the Super Bowl, you know, the whole Super Bowl, well, they actually use the World's Fairs buildings of New York and other places. And there's electric towers that surround them because they understand that the Roman circus is actually harnessing energy and the ether the entire time. They're just using it in a different way. They're making you entertained while you watch the sports and not tell you that it's taking your energy that whole entire time.
We're gonna see how it feels to have it be out there.
It's gonna be great. You're a winner.
Oh my God, when I'm talking, you're not talking. No, when I'm talking, you're not talking. This is why, yes, we'll have to just cut him out of the show. No, I mean, I think this is a really raw show, and it's very real, and we took a lot of chances.
Check that tone, girl.
1 minute now to touchdown. Discovery's landing gear will be locked down and into place at 300 feet in altitude. It's currently 3,500 feet and traveling at a rate of 370 miles per hour. "30 seconds until touchdown." Landing gear. Landing gear now down and locked. Main gear touchdown. Pilot Jim Dutton now deploying the drag chute.
Capsule. This harnessing is what will be used to lift the Dragon capsule out of the water and onto the recovery vessel. Wow, we got a cute little pod of dolphins. It wasn't just one or two.
I don't exist. So they're all characters that I played, including Jim Carrey, including Joel Barish, including any of those things. They're all characters. Jim Carrey was a less intentional character, because I thought I was just building something that people would like, but it was a character. I played the guy that was free from concern so that people who watched me would be free from concern.
What is school for? Feel free to call me slow, but I spent 16 years going to school, and I still don't know. When I finished, I didn't know how to do my own taxes, purchase a home, or apply for a loan. I didn't know a thing about investments, building credit, or getting a job. I graduated at the top of my class, and what did I have? This fancy diploma to sit at home with. But luckily, they did teach me some important skills like factoring trinomials and how mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. I'm so happy I remember the Pythagorean theorem, because it helped me a lot. Okay, I'm lying. Let me stop. Because all the stuff they taught me, truthfully, I forgot. We need reading, writing, and some arithmetic. That's fair. But are you telling me metamorphic and igneous rocks are more important than self-care? The biggest predictor for success is self-control and emotional health. Then why the heck aren't we taught how to handle stress, bullies, or rejection? How about anxiety or depression? You know, skills we need for our entire lives. But hey, at least I can name all the battles that happened in the Civil War. I ask one more time. What is school for?
Now, this next clip is going to kind of break it down why, which the older I get, the more I realize it. But maybe kindergarten through 8th grade. I'll give you 8th grade, right? Teach you the nonsense, read the nonsense, learn the nonsense. High school, they should start preparing you for life. Like you said, for not only bills and money, but like you was saying, for stress, depression, bullying, whatever, right? Those things that you're going to deal with forever. I don't care who you are. You're going to go through ups and downs in life emotionally, right? But this guy breaks it down, y'all. They make employees. That's what they want. They want employees.
School punishes the exact skills that make people successful. In school, questioning the system gets you in trouble. Taking risks is discouraged. Thinking differently gets marked as wrong. But in the real world, the most successful people question everything, take risks, and think differently. School teaches you to obey. Success requires you to challenge. School rewards memorization. The real world rewards creative problem solving. School teaches you to wait your turn. Winners don't wait. If you want to succeed, you need to unlearn the school mindset. Following the rules never made anyone successful.
So Ukraine is building a $1.2 billion ski resort. That's happening. So in the midst of a war that the Ukrainians claim has left them unbelievably bankrupt. So much so that America not only has to give them hundreds of billions of dollars in military aid, $100+ billion in just direct financial assistance going directly to their government and their small businesses, and is now committed to another $800 billion in military assistance. They are building a $1.2 billion ski resort along their border with Poland. Like, sometimes I question if this is real life, right? Because I mean, shit like this is making me be like, this is a fucking simulation. Like, this can't possibly be real. They can't possibly go, they'll be fine with this. That nobody will say anything about the fact that, according to them, amongst the worst war in Europe since World War II, with so few Ukrainians left to defend the nation, we're going to build a fucking ski resort? I'm really starting to hope it's a simulation, because then we can just restart this motherfucker.
Kanye has officially went crazy, y'all. This man got an unaliving wish, if you know what I'm talking about. Did y'all just see what he said about Jay-Z and Beyonce kids? The twins? Yo man is wildin', y'all. This man wrote, has anybody seen Beyonce and Jay-Z twins? They are our words. Literally. That's what this man just said. Then he goes, this is why artificial insemination is a blessing. He said having R-word kids is a choice. Y'all see what it say right here. I'm telling y'all, something is wrong with his Abdullah oblongata. They really did something to clone your brain, y'all. It is not right. This man is wildin'. Like, you didn't have to bring the kids into it. That's where the line crossed. That's wild, bro. They only kids. You can go at Jay-Z and Beyonce, but leave the kids alone. He going at everybody neck. He said F everybody. Maybe, y'all, he hella mad because he might have to lose $500 million if that divorce is finalized. I need y'all to drop y'all thoughts down below in the comments on what the hell is going on with Kanye. What is his motive here? I really need to know.
Did y'all just see what Mr. West came out and said about Kardashian here? I feel like right now we have thousands of distractions being thrown at us, and I don't know why. All the way from this to the Dragon capsule attaching up in space to the files that were just released, and now Mr. West coming out saying these ridiculously crazy things about this person right here, which I'm sure that we all... That last sentence may be redacted depending on where you're watching the video, but I mean, look at how she's dressed. Is it really Shocking. So we know that he's notorious for posting tweets and deleting them, but he posted this talking about the allegations of, I guess, their child being at a certain person's party. You know, this guy right here. Anyways, back to the allegations. Even though I saw the tweets, we'll still call them allegations. He called her a child like you're driving in traffic. He claims the family intentionally grooms drive around traffic children for exploitation. We keep getting a very, very common theme here, don't we? And he said some other off-the-wall stuff about Jay-Z and Beyonce that I can't say on here. And he said, it's screw all y'all ninjas. I can't even begin to tell you guys what's happening because from every angle we're getting hit. Lastly, I'm pretty sure it's a distraction because Mr. West isn't even Mr. West anymore, if you get what I'm saying. Then again, are any of them? I mean, come on now, what is this?
Get, homie. They killed Nipsey Hussle. Eric Holder was not a lone actor in that. If you go back and follow the details, Nip and Big U got into it. Big U hit Nip Daddy across the head with a bat. His brother had to come out and shoot the gun. Hey, y'all get out. Say, Nip, come on, nigga, we finna come beat you. Because I don't want to pay that $20,000. You say it's over this equipment. But the white folks is pulling me away from the set. I met a Jewish white boy on the front row at the Los Angeles Lakers ball game. Me and this white boy getting drunk. We started talking business idea. This white boy see I'm a sharp nigga. This white boy pulled me into business ventures, the vector sector, right? So now I'm being expanded, but now they pulling me away from the set. The set have made it known nobody's bigger than the set. Nobody's bigger than the program. Nip had gotten bigger than the program. Quando is a reminder that nobody's bigger than the program. But Nip had gotten bigger than the set. Well, what do you mean by that, Charleston? Think about when Big U and all the other big homies and the OGs in the hood.
That's what fucked me up because my cousin is Nipsey baby mama. You get what I'm saying? So it was like I could have probably stopped it, or it had it.
Stop what? Fuck you mean? That fuck you talking about?
No, because listen. So after I talked to Nipsey and I was like, "Yeah, I love you, cuz," or whatever like that. I see you later, or whatever. So I hung up the phone. I thought Big U gave wrong information. 30 minutes later, the homies blowing me up like they just killed Nipsey, and so I'm like,
wait. You get a call from Big U telling you Nipsey just got killed.
Yeah.
You panic, call Nip. Nip answer the phone.
Yeah. And
you
we
like
were just talking on regular. So it's like at the end of the day, I didn't even think about it because
you don't even warn him that you got that call from dude.
No, because their relationship was so fucked up. It'd be like they be hot one minute, then they be cold the next minute, and then they be lukewarm. Like you
and
just
30 minutes after you get out the phone with Nip, he get killed.
Yeah, I got it.
So you think he hit you a little too early?
Yep, he hit me a little bit too early. So it's like
this is so crazy, y'all. This is so Mr. Whack 100 just pretty much interrogated him on national podcasts, which gets millions of views, right? I mean, the feds don't even have to do no research no more. They just kick back, drink some beers at home, watch a podcast, and he pretty much just got him to admit on camera saying Big U set Nipsey Hussle up on camera. And this guy next to him, you seen the mugshots of all them that are captured? He's right next to Big U in the pictures. Like it'd be the people closest to you that take you down, y'all. Look at this guy sitting right next to him, asking him these questions, getting him to admit these things on camera. I don't get it, y'all. I don't get it. This young, I can't even say younger generation. This is a grown man right here. The one over there has got to be 50 in the gray sweater. The one next to him has got to be in his 40s. Like, maybe when you're 18, 17, even then it's dumb, but maybe you get a little past. You're immature, you're on camera, you're boasting, you're bragging. But these are grown men, y'all. And now they're going to go to prison for the rest of their lives because they got on camera and talked too much. It's crazy.
Well, who to trust?
Now let me ask you a question.
There he is, right here. He's right here. Right there. Crazy.
This is my last video before I turn myself in. I'm with my family. talk to my sons, I talk to everybody, man. I'm just saying, going to deal with this fight, see what it is. I just want y'all to know, all this stuff is quagmire. Shit is all bullcrap. I just need y'all prayers. I need y'all to... I don't even know what to say. I'm 21 years, I elevated my family, come back, sit in here and write and do what I need to do until I can come back home. People are supposed to help me, I hope you help me. If you can't, you don't worry about it. A lot of stuff y'all hearing is straight trash. And I appreciate the love and I appreciate people who've been helping me. I don't know. It's hard helping black people and not being hunted for doing it.
First Street, it might be to, I don't know if it's to the right or the left.
Reach out to anybody who can help me, y'all.
You hear me?
Help my family. Appreciate y'all.
It's crazy, y'all. Guy's 60 years old, asking for help while he's been extorting people, causing terror. Yeah, they say he's been doing some positive things, but what's going on behind the scenes? I mean, I've seen it. You know, people going to LA and things happening. His name's in it. But what's crazy is he's like, I don't know, 60, 50, maybe in his 50s. Like, he's got a lot of influence, y'all. Like, a lot of relationships, I'm sure, too, where you can go make some legitimate business. Like, don't feel sorry. Like, he's on TV throwing up gang signs and all that at 60. Like, it just confuses me. Like, you got all this, you got a following. You got people in the music industry that bow down and worship you. Like, instead of extorting them and saying, if you want to come here, you got to pay or we're going to get you off you. Like, why not build and connect with people and get legitimate? Like, don't feel sorry and say, pray for me and take care of my family. Like, you should have been doing these things at a young, like when you were 30 years old, figuring this out. Like, this isn't the way I'm going. You already know, we all know, dead or in jail. That's the only where that lifestyle leads you. And look where he's going, to jail. I don't get it.
Yeah, I got a question. Elon himself posted this video. So are we supposed to take this as real? Now people in the comments are saying, oh no, it's a demonstration by CGI to show us what happened. But again, Elon posted it and didn't say anything about it. He actually posted it under the pretense that it was real. You can tell it's real because it looks so fake. So if it's fake and it's CGI, tell me why, because supposedly, allegedly, the space station has a camera on it because they say that this exact video was recorded from the space station. Even this video itself was recorded allegedly from above the space station. So if they have cameras on the space station, above the space station, all these places, why wouldn't they get a real video? Why would they use a CGI video in 2025? There's a huge contrast between this video of them stepping foot upon the ISS and then this one showing the docking of the ISS. So if this was real and that seems the way it's supposed to be intended to be, then why does it look like a cartoon? If it's not real and they have all these cameras, why don't we have real footage of this? And they say that soon we'll be going to Mars. Now this video is satire, it's entertainment, it's just a bunch of stupid stuff.
So if the Earth rotates around the sun once a year, and in that one rotation there are 365 little rotations, representing 1 day per little rotation, equating to 365 with one large rotation, and 365 divided by 28 is 13. So you mean to tell me that we could equally split a year into 13 equal months, every month having 28 days? The beginning of the month starts on a Monday, the end of the month ends on a Sunday. And hold the phone, because you're telling me that September, sept meaning 7, October Oct meaning 8, but it's the 10th month. November, Nov meaning 9, but it's the 11th month. And December, but it's the 12th month. And Decagon is 10. But hold on, what if the end of the year wasn't in December? What if January was the 11th month? Because December would be the 10th, November would be the 9th, October would be the 8th, September would be the 7th. So January is the 11th, February is the 12th, and March is the 13th, the last month of the year. And the beginning of the year is the spring equinox, when everything begins to start growing and renewing, and life begins to flourish. Wouldn't it make sense that that would be the beginning of the year and not December? I don't know. What do y'all think?
I've never heard anyone else ever talk about this. Thunder, low, bass, drum. These are long waves. Long wave sounds travel longer throughout the environment. It dawned on me, oh my God, this may mean that drum circles, indigenous people, pagans, people celebrating a harvest, they're all coming together in community and they're drumming. And as they're drumming, these long wave sound frequencies are literally going into the mycelial networks that are underneath your feet, that are in your immediate surroundings. The mycelium is like strings on a guitar, like strings on a piano or a violin. They are reverberating from the thunderous beating of humans celebrating nature and life is causing the mycelial networks to grow. And as the mycelium is growing, it's giving more nutrients, it's helping all these other life cycles. There's more potential fruits, berries, nuts. So it emanates throughout the ecosystem. And so I realized, oh my gosh, this may be actually a feedback loop. When you're celebrating in community with music, you are actually communicating with the mycelial networks. And every one of those fibers are resonating from the sound waves, and they're responding with their fruitful acknowledgement and being able to provide you with greater sustenance.
Well, there's our answer.
Do you guys remember those custom bricks that used to be at the entrance to the Magic Kingdom?
Oh,
you
yeah.
used to be able to get them personalized with your name, a date, a celebration like anniversary or birthday or in memory. And they were at the entrance of the Magic Kingdom, also along the walkways to like the Contemporary and Polynesian, Grand Floridian. Is anybody else upset that they just ripped them all up and threw them in a dumpster? Why didn't Disney give us a chance to recover, a brick that belonged to either us or a family member? Walk Around the World commemorative bricks, and they were sold from like 93, 94 through 2. They recently tore them up when they did the construction at the entrance to the Magic Kingdom, and they're all gone. My grandparents had a couple bricks. They're no longer with us, and one of my biggest regrets is not sneaking over to the Magic Kingdom with a hammer and chisel and taking those bricks home with me. They do sell replica bricks online if you wanted to get one of those, but it's not the same.
Some old bitch running around in her drawers with chaps on, who advertised the song with a banjo, and we got no banjo. Had Blue Ivy out there making mistakes and looking wild, forgetting where she was, and they keep putting this little girl in dresses with her cleavage is pushed up. When I think about her, it makes me think about Drew Barrymore. Drew Barrymore was running around going to Hollywood parties when she was around that age, and she was already an alcoholic. She grew up Hollywood legacy, third generation. The Barrymore family had a huge name, and yet that girl was essayed, and she was turned out by 13. I'm just trying to figure it out.
Yeah. I'll send you one and then another one. This is at night, full darkness.
Okay.
And you'll like this, I think. And then I have another cool one where it was so cold we went inside and there were these two ETs that sat in our chairs that have these conical heads. It's less clear, but it's very cool.
Of course.
And then there was this cool...
Get the hell out of here with those pictures.
My favorite is this one. It's so abstract, but I call this the sort of a light beam, where it's an advanced species that's so advanced.
Quit playing with those, Greer. You either got them or you don't. I've never seen E.T. That movie used to freak me out when I was a kid. We had it on VHS, though, I remember. What the heck? Like, I'm kind of excited. I got a lot of new viewers, a lot of new CaveFam members. Welcome to the CaveFam. Appreciate all the love everyone's been showing. But as a lot of you know, I just had a baby, right? He's going to be 2 months tomorrow. Tomorrow he's 2 months on the 21st, right? It's going to be fun to watch all these old school movies with them that, like E.T. I didn't see, but just movies that I missed out a lot on the Disney movies. I didn't really watch a lot of them. I didn't grow up watching those. I know we know about Disney, but hey, I got a baby, right? We're going to watch these movies with Mama Bear because Mama Bear is going to watch them no matter what. But it's going to be interesting to see all these little things you don't notice as a kid, and watching it as a father now, it's going to affect you a lot more, and just seeing all these little things in the backgrounds and things I'm going to be looking for, and just keeping an eye out on everything, right? But it's going to be crazy to see these things and put two and two together now that I'm older and wiser and know a lot more, right?
Does no one remember the Family Guy episode from 2011? Peter becomes uncomfortable with Ryan Reynolds' flirty behavior, strongly hinting at Ryan being gay.
Oh, Peter, Moroccan food is the jizz. Hey, do these pants look all right? Sometimes I put them on and I'm thinking I look all balls.
Damn, UPS guy just threw it
You
on
think
my
my balls are
floor.
good? You're so weird. It's awesome, though. Here.
Oh, no, that's okay.
Come on. You'll love it.
Just a taste.
That was intense, what you just did. Whoops. Whoa, freeze frame. What's gonna happen next? Peter, I'm not gay. What the hell's the matter with you? Look. Let me put it to you this way. I'm attracted to you in the way that a man is attracted to a woman. But I'm not gay.
I don't know why Family Guy knows so much and why The Simpsons knows so much, but yeah, it's weird.
Planes don't fly that close. Oh my God! What the fuck? What is it doing?
Look,
I
I'm recording it.
I can't do it.
They flying around. There's 2 lines now.
Oh, it's flying around it. It's flying around it.
There's 2 lines now.
It's so many of them.
My heart is beating.
Okay, hold on. Okay, let me get out for it.
My heart coming out my chest right now, bro. Look, my heart coming out my chest right now.
Y'all, I got real alien activity going on. They circling that it came out of the ocean. That is not a moon and it is not a sun. It's 10 o'clock at night. I seen it come out of the ocean, y'all. There are fucking ships. I don't know what the fuck these are. They're flying around it. They're circling it. There's one above it. There's one on each side of it. There's one right there. There's one right there. Y'all can't see them. I don't know if y'all see them blinking. Do you see them? Okay, they're going towards that. We seen it come out of the fucking sea. We seen the...
This is Daytona Beach Shores, Florida at 1:45 p.m. today, and you can see the fog rolling in from 2 directions, but not in the middle part here where I'm about to show you. And then the next video that's about to come up right after this one is the balcony view, and you can't even see the ocean at all. And you can see this big ring here. Very strange, and it all just happened in a matter of about 15 minutes. Keep in mind there's no rain forecasted. It's not very cold outside. This is just very unusual to see and a very random time for fog to just appear. This is Daytona Beach Shores, Florida.
There is some serious shit going down off the coast of Florida right now, and you're probably going to see a lot of videos over the next couple of days about what's happening. There's a group of whistleblowers, some claiming to be military personnel and sailors, going all around on X, Telegram, and even Reddit right now, talking about how the US Navy, and this is according to them, okay, apparently discovered a huge ship that's underwater off the coast of Florida somewhere near Daytona Beach. Apparently whatever this thing is has sent numerous pulses of energy out and apparently knocked out power to a couple of the ships. This is all being reported by them, by the way, and apparently this thing is appearing on radar and then disappearing off of radar. I mean, there's some crazy shit going down. And now there's objects being seen off the coast of Daytona Beach. Numerous objects, might I mention, that seem as if they're coming out of the water and then flaring out into the sky that look literally as bright as the sun. I've seen these same exact objects appear in the sky over the Gulf of Mexico throughout the last couple of months now. I have no idea what they are, sometimes being chased by what looks to be military helicopters and what looks to be even fighter jets. And that just adds to all the rumors that have been coming out about some mothership appearing out there as well. Now apparently this has been occurring over the course of the last couple of days now, so I went to TikTok and I looked it up, and lo and behold, what do you know? There's actual videos of them appearing over the water, some literally flaring as bright as the sun. I have no idea what these objects could be, but I've seen literally about 200 of them since January. Every single time I try to post a video of them, my videos are always suppressed. So if you live in or anywhere around Daytona Beach, I need you to go outside. I need you to look in the sky and see if you see any of these objects, because I need an explanation real quick.
That's about 22 minutes from now. Then we're going to time out, unfortunately. Anyway, assuming we do get in, think happy thoughts. Hour and 27 minutes, a good ride, and nice weather down in St. Pete. Welcome aboard.
And in the first
Like, what does that mean? What sucks is they got no control, y'all. They can't do nothing. I'm already in the air. Ain't nothing I can do. Right? We just caught the pilot on a hot mic. They're like, what does that mean? That kind of cracked me up when I saw that, y'all. They're like, what?
study on the carnivore diet, released by Harvard this November, that I actually read in the Oxford University Press 2 days ago, which was convenient. They ended the study with, contrary to common expectations, adults consuming a carnivore diet experienced few adverse effects and instead reported health benefits and high satisfaction. The generalizability of these findings and the long-term effects of this dietary pattern require further study. The surprise came because an average of 90% of people saw improvements across all diseases on the diet. 1 in 4 people over 64 have type 2 diabetes in America. All respondents with diabetes discontinued non-insulin injection agents. 84% discontinued oral medication, and 92% of participants on the carnivore diet with type 2 diabetes discontinued insulin altogether. Over 2,000 people were studied who were on the diet for over 6 months, and there was a 90% reduction in all diseases.
No one is talking.
Like, I still haven't been like a consistent with it. I would love to just for 2 months, just consistent, not screwing around, and just see what happens with my mind. Because when I'm doing it for a week, ooh, my mind's on steroids, y'all. But then comes, then comes the vacation. Then comes, it's always something, an excuse at the end of the day, right? It's an excuse, right? Parents come, family comes over. We want to take them out to eat at the whatever. Always an excuse, y'all. But that's what separates the greats from the average, right? Discipline. That's it. That's the only thing that separates you from where you want to be anywhere in life. Whatever your goals are, whatever, mine included, what separates the greats from where I'm at? Discipline. That's it. It's hard as hell to accomplish, but the basis of it is easy as 1, 2, 3. Just say no.
This, but 10 people passed out during Playboy Carti's set during Rolling Loud this weekend, and he literally said it himself. Watch this.
Yo, 10 people passed out in the crowd, y'all. Y'all gotta stop. There's some people in the crowd. Yo, listen. 10 people passed out in the crowd. Relax, y'all. Calm down. Everybody calm down.
Obviously, it's super packed because he is probably one of the most popular rappers in the world right now, but I just know there's some weird energy going on in there. I mean, take a look at one of his dancers. He's signing the cross and doing some interesting things. I mean, just look at Kai Cenat's reaction. Combine that with a stage full of flames, Playboy Carti screaming and screeching at you, and everyone in the crowd super packed, jumping up and down. This is what your point of view would look like if you were watching him. And shout out to this guy, Miles Minnick. I mean, he was spreading the word of God through his music on those stages. Check this out.
Come on, man. Let me pray for y'all real quick. Hey, God, I thank y'all so much. Thank you so much for Rolling Loud 25. Hands up, hands up, hands up. God, I thank you for what you're doing in the earth right now. I pray that you bless every single person in the audience, Father. Touch them right now in their heart. Mend every broken heart. Do something that's never been done, Lord God, in Jesus' name. Now, keep your hands up, keep them up. Now, Rolling Loud. If you're ready to accept God into your heart, man, and walk the path He carved out for you, I want you to sing this song with me right here. Everybody say, Christ life. Christ life.
They scan your ID when you buy nicotine because they sell the information to the insurance company. I never even thought of it until I posted my video earlier today, and then someone made that comment, and it makes complete sense. They require the employees to scan the IDs when you purchase nicotine. That way, when you tell your insurance that, no, I haven't used nicotine in the last 12 months, they're like, dude, you bought these pouches at Circle K. These mother truckers, we're doomed.
I don't want to get down a weird rabbit hole here. Possibly in Mexico. The silver grizzly bear in the high Mexican Sierras.
What?
Ongoing reports of grizzlies. So the same species that would have been here, right, that hung out in the Sierras, it's of Mexico. And then in these, what they call sky islands, if you're familiar with that term, I'll explain in a second. These islands of isolated habitat up in the sky where they get more rainfall and everything else. There's big tracts of private land down there in Mexico where a couple of these farmers are like, something's killing my cattle and it's not a mountain lion. And it could potentially be like half a dozen Mexican grizzly bears.
Couldn't it be jaguars though?
Could be, but they're saying it's not cats. There's like reported sightings of seeing bears.
Really?
And if you look up the Mexican grizzly bear, you know, it was declared extinct 20 years before another one was killed. So they're like, nah, they're gone, they're declared extinct, then 20 years later some guy shoots one. But take a look at when the last one was killed, and then if you can find it, see where it says they were extinct, and it's
that is a fucking grizzly bear.
A guy in Japan told my wife and I, Japanese people love a good cue, which is another word for line, right? And it changed the way that I think about lines. Because as an American, I used to see lines and I used to be like, screw this, I'm going somewhere else. But having a long line for something means that there's something awesome at the end of it. It's worth waiting for, right? So now I go towards lines instead of walking away from them.
Money is debt. School makes you stupid. Half of what we call medicine is drugs, and half of what we call drugs is medicine. Religion makes you ignorant of true spirituality. Possession is an idea. Power is a concept, and we are all God. Money.
And make sure you say it louder for the bitches in the back.
They create chaos.
I didn't see that.
And they create control.
Over the world headquarters in Switzerland are the world Masonic headquarters for World Freemasonry. Over the door is Ordo ab Chaos, which is Latin for order out of chaos. And all Freemasons know that term, Ordo ab Chaos. Order out of chaos. The concept is to create chaos, to create the problems. Then while the people are frightened to death of all the crime and everything that seems to be out of control, a riotous situation, the government then moves in with justification. In order to put down this terrible chaos, they must have full power of the military, full obedience of the people to give the government full power to do whatever they want. That's why we're having all over the world wars, riots, bloodshed, famines, all kinds of things happening around the world. It's being manipulated. It's being orchestrated. Not just for Los Angeles.
It's conflict control.
Conflict control.
There's been more wars since the creation of the United Nations.
Who remembers this sound and what it meant when you heard it?
Y'all remember this when you were little? Staying at home from school, 9 o'clock
I
or
can
whatever?
feel the feeling that I used to
late
have
at night?
when I would hear it right
You know
now.
what it means?
Bedtime.
Turn this motherfucker off.
That means the night is over.
Like, I know this intro more than I know the show.
Way more.
No.
When I would see it, this come on, when I would hear that,
nope,
I would get pissed.
I'd
be like, man, this is bullshit.
Night's over.
Night is done.
They put this on to make me turn the TV off. But this show, I don't know, man. It just wasn't our cup of tea as kids.
It was too much for a kid.
Yeah.
I hold no nostalgia for the show,
No.
but definitely the song. It's when I knew, damn.
Yeah.
Like, fun time is over.
Yeah.
You know,
Parents are taking over.
Yeah, exactly.
Gen Zs are now taking classes on how to make phone calls. So it's called telephobia, and it's a fear or anxiety around making and receiving telephone calls. 75% of them say they never answer a phone call. But this is causing problems for when employers reach out for interviews, or Gen Zs have to make a phone call to make a dentist appointment or something. And many students struggle with phone interviews because they haven't had the chance to practice. So now workshops are being held to help them feel more confident, with students practicing everyday calls like making doctor's appointments. One career advisor is suggesting people practice with like a note card with like cheat notes, choosing a quiet space, and using breathing exercises to calm the nerves, reminding students that they are in charge of the phone call, and telling students, quote, "If this telephone call is something that I do not want, I have the choice to end the phone call, and that gives me power."
Steve Jobs.
Now, I get it, right? I don't know how old Gen Zers are, right? But when you're younger, you're a little shy, right? You go to the restaurants, you want your parents. That's when you're young. Want your parents to order for you, but there comes a time where, you just grow up and, you order for your lady. Sometimes I'll order. My lady doesn't like saying Super Toscana at Olive Garden. So, I'll say, what kind of soup? She looks at me. She wants Super Toscana. Like, she knows I don't care now. I'm at that age. I don't care. We just went and got furniture yesterday. Got it. I told the guy, hey, how about a couple lamps, since I'm getting this, take them. Gave me 2 lamps, y'all. Just ask. My dad used to always say, all they're going to say is no. Just ask. All they can say is no. They say no. All right. It's all good. I tried, right? But now they got classes to order or to call the doctors. That's crazy.
Probably because he had the weirdest food ideas. For 1 year, he only ate bananas and lemongrass soup. Now, you eat 50 bananas a day. You know how much sugar is in 50 bananas?
Yeah.
Humans are supposed to get, let's say, 20 to 40 grams of sugar a day. Okay?
1 banana.
40 bananas. This guy's 10 times over. What is he?
20 grams of carbs.
Pancreatic cancer. People say,
like
no,
5,
it's
10
not.
grams
It's
of
not
sugar.
linked to each other. Well, pancreas is where you regulate things like sugar. So even the greats like Steve Jobs just have these whack job identity.
Okay, real talk. Am I the only one that finds that these fucking mattress stores are
This
like
is old school. I had to post it. Yo.
made for money
This is where we
laundering?
all
Like, who the
started.
fuck's gonna walk in there and just be like, "Oh yeah, I'm here to buy a fucking mattress"? Like, no,
Always empty.
no.
Dolphins can only hold their breath underwater for up to 10 minutes, where sloths can hold their breath underwater for up to 40.
Time out. But dolphins live underwater.
Yeah, but they have to come up. Do you know what I mean?
So when we see them,
Yeah, it's them getting some air.
and they're doing it 24/7,
Of course.
so they can't ever go to bed?
They sleep. You can go on autopilot and still go up and down.
No. Dolphins are not sleeping and doing it.
Swear.
I don't believe you.
Swear.
Are you kidding?
That wasn't the whole point of the story. The point of the story is, did you know sloths can hold their breath for 40 minutes?
I don't give a shit about the sloths. I care about the fact that dolphins can't get a fucking minute to themselves here to just go to bed. And not
Of
have
course
to come
they
up for
can.
air.
Of course they can. Do you know horses sleep standing up?
I mean,
They're
we
not
breathe
like-
when we
I
sleep.
didn't even think about that. I've never thought about a horse sleeping.
Well, do you know why? Do you know why?
That sounds so uncomfortable.
They can lay down for a little bit, but they have to stand up because the inside of a horse's stomach, all of what they have is just floating. So if they lay down for too long,
kind of us too, right? Have you ever worn a corset?
Yeah, you're right, but it's different.
Dolphins alternate between resting one half of their brain while the other half remains active. This allows them to take short naps while still being aware of their surroundings and able to breathe. One eye may be closed while the other remains open.
It's kind of like how you sleep.
That is how I sleep. I'm always like this.
You have an eye out for Selena.
I'm in downtown LA, Skid Row, and I want to point out a few things that's gone on here in the past few years. In 2023, Gavin Newsom set aside $750 million to build tiny homes for people just like this that are surrounding by me. Somehow that money's gone. In 2019, they set aside $24 billion to go towards the homeless. Somehow that money's gone. It's unaccounted for. I want to talk about a few politicians from here. One is Nancy Pelosi. She's been serving these people since 2007. Her net worth is over 120 million. Another person here, Maxine Waters, she's been serving the people here in California since 1990. Her net worth is over $10 million. And Gavin Newsom, who knows what his net worth is, but we know he is building a $9 million home in San Francisco, California. Their leaders, the leaders of California, they failed these people here in Los Angeles and in California. California is actually been one of the highest states in America that people have fled from. Over 66 million people have left California in the last few years, and yet Gavin Newsom, he's out there holding a podcast when he should be working on his state. He might be making a run for it in 2028, and I hope people remember this that's behind me.
And they still vote for them. That's what I don't get. You still, like, is it going to change maybe since these fires? Like, are people fed up how they handled everything? But I don't think so, y'all. I think they're just so far out there that they don't care what the heck. They just don't want the other side to win. Because, I mean, look how pissed off everyone is at Teslas. We got some clips of these Teslas, right? Everything that's going on with them. Like, and it's just the media and people hook, line, and sinker on both sides, y'all. Not just on the left. The people that are on the far right that are hardcore, like those people in California. Hook, line, and sinker, y'all. Like, God forbid I say something about Elon Musk on here. It's World War III in the comments towards me, y'all. I'm going to shut up.
Why didn't they take any pictures of the stars by themselves? They argue that the exposure was set for the brightness of the moon's surface, which means the aperture was almost all the way closed, and therefore the faint lights in the background didn't show up. They would have had the clearest image ever taken of any stars in the history of mankind. They could have brought a telescope and put it on the moon, right? Because they weren't there, they couldn't do it. They couldn't fake the astrological position of the constellations accurately with the rotation of the moon, with the rotation of the earth, with the rotation of the solar system, with the rotation of the galaxy. They couldn't fake it accurately. And even at their press conference, a reporter asked them, "Did you see any stars?" And Neil Armstrong says, "I don't remember." Really? You don't remember whether you saw stars more vividly than anywhere in the history of the mankind? I don't remember.
Do you want to know how much this was?
$25.
Take a guess. Take a guess how much this burger and this drink worth. Can you see?
$18, y'all.
Can you see? $18. Now look at it again. $18 for a burger. I am not at a theme park. I am not in an airplane. $18.
Seems to be a situation that happened in Austin, Texas around March 14th, 2025, and it was captured by the following witness. Now, he states that something came down and it wasn't a plane, and they recorded it. They even recorded going to the site of the crash. But what is crazy and interesting about this whole situation, the police actually approached him and his friends, told him to delete the videos, they watched him do it, and made them leave the area. But then the aftermath, it gets weirder, and honestly, it's scaring him.
If you own a Tesla, you better watch out. Happenings March 18th. The war on the Teslas is getting absolutely insane. So in Las Vegas, this whole entire set of Teslas was also on fire. So if you've been living under a rock for the past month, you may not know that all Teslas are being targeted to be destroyed by angry people. They're also changing Teslas, the branding and the name on it to fit other vehicles. Now, allegedly today, they will be releasing the JFK files. I think 800,000 files of this scenario. Well, my question is, whatever happened to the first 24 hours and the Epstein log, right? The old bait and switch. They are never going to give it to you because it incriminates too many of them. Now, speaking of fire, yeah, this looks like black magic and voodoo, all that stuff wrapped up, but it's actually not. So Spain has these candles out for its orchard so its trees do not frost. But I'm not going to lie too, that would creep me out if I saw that on the side of the street walking around. Finally, we just had the same exact meteor that went over Pakistan that's now going over Western Australia, which is also the same exact color meteor that we saw at the time of the eclipse last year, which is also the same meteor that we saw before the Spain floods in Spain. Regardless what they say, it is the devil's comet. Same color, same shape, and the same aftermath coming, so keep your eyes open.
Yeah. Like, who remembers back in the day, anyone owned a Tesla? Like, not too long ago, pre this Elon Musk saga that's been going on, right? Since he joined teams with Trump. People in Teslas were considered far left. All you care about is the environment. All you care about is, whatever. You're from California. You're a vegan if you drive a Tesla, right? That was the stereotype with Teslas. Now, those same people flipped and now they're burning them. It's crazy, y'all. Like, anyone out there driving a Tesla, like, you guys getting any drama? Any drama out there driving Teslas? Because I know my friend had one, and I used to drive it around. You know what I mean? And people were aggressive towards you. But now, how is it that it's a whole different type of political? It's so crazy that if you drive a Tesla, you're considered a right wing now, right? Or whatever, just because you're driving a Tesla, right? That's like people not talking to me because I used to have an Android, right? But it's so crazy. But how is it for you guys out there in Teslas now? I'm a Prius guy.
Definitely were a thing. Look at the size of this fucking door. Look at the people below it in comparison to it. Do you see how massive that shit is? Why in the ever-loving fuck would you need a door that big for humans? And here another one. Look how big this shit is compared to this dude. It even has human-sized doors at the bottom of it. So what the hell was these for then? Shit. Here's another one. These shits are all over the world, just huge-ass doors. Which would also explain these huge-ass fucking steps. Look at the people in the size comparison to these steps. These shits was definitely made for giants. Then we got these big-ass books. Why would we need a book that big? That shit was not made for us, or made by us. And I'm sure we all know an old person that be reading from them huge-ass books, like your grandma got a big-ass Bible or something. This ain't that, bro. This is not the same. Look at the size of this book. That book would crush your grandmother. And then they wearing gloves when they open them. That shows you how old it is. It's very old. Yeah, bro. Something's fishy going on here.
Well, say goodbye to Zelle. That's right, say goodbye to Zelle. If you make transfers from this platform, your account may be investigated and terminated. Why is that? Let's get into it. Oh my word. Well, you know Zelle was sued by JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, and Bank of America. Why? Because there was some illegal transfers that was going through Zelle, like drugs, and all types of stuff. I'm gonna show you the list, but if you do anything that's on this list I'm about to show you, believe me, you are going to be investigated. Zelle has tightened up their security. That was the agreement, so Zelle would not get sued. Okay, so the judge threw the case out because Zelle made an agreement. They're going to tighten up their security. So please do not make these transactions, these transfers, or whatever you want to call them, because you could be in a world of trouble. Check this out. Oh my word.
I just sent my lady Zelle's for.
I don't think she's
bills.
ever really told us like, oh, like this patient saw this person, but she has said in the past like that if they're very ill, like let's say like, oh, this person's not gonna pass from within 2 days, then all of a sudden the person will get well and they'll look like they're ready to get discharged, but they already know like that's one of the steps.
Really?
Yeah, like they'll like be conscious again, they'll be eating, like they'll be active, they'll be doing all these things that you're like, dude, this person's not sick, but that's just part of the process.
That's so weird, right? Like, how does that even happen?
Yeah, and I feel like maybe that's when people reach that step, maybe that's when they're like, oh, like if they feel like they need to say sorry to somebody, like that's when they're gonna do it.
Oh, you bring up a good point, because aside from any of this, I don't think they mentioned it, but a lot of people, when they're passing, they start reaching out to a lot of old friends or family members.
Yeah.
That happened to me with one of my coworkers. Like I wasn't really too close to him, but he would start sending me just like random messages. Hey, how are you doing? Hope you have a good day.
This is just what is showing up from the scans. Oh, and I'm sorry, did I tell you how deep these cylindrical tubes go under the pyramid? 648 meters. 648 meters under the main pyramid. And then you hit the 80-meter 2 chambers, and then this is a map of the whole of the Giza plateau. So in the center, wait, I'm going to move. This here is the chambers that are in the center pyramid. The cylindrical chambers going down to whatever's going on 648 meters down here. There is evidence that there are more structures that go on for 2 kilometers underneath the Giza plateau, all interconnecting underneath all 3 pyramids. And apparently there's going to be more press releases. This is just the beginning. The team are going to do some more press. This is so very exciting.
That's crazy.
One thing I will say is that the idea that the pyramid was just a tomb for a dead pharaoh, why would you need 648 meters of perfectly aligned north to south pillars that go into an antechamber that then connect to an underground network of stuff? It's a bit excessive, isn't it? Just for a tomb. I'm going to be following this very closely, and if I find out anything more, I will bring you the information. I hope you have a fantastic day. Happy hunting.
I told y'all this story did not sound right from the beginning. The truth is finna come out. So on March 18th, a volunteer firefighter named Scott, who is 42, was arrested on a misdemeanor charge for obstruction because this man decided to take a picture of the 2 lifeless bodies of Cordeer and Nazir Lewis. And then he posted it online, y'all. So you ask yourself,
What they do? Oh, it's crazy.
why would he do that? That's mental. Did he have anything to do with it? They said upon arrival, when they seen the 2 twins unalived, they had multiple bullet wounds. So they say one unalived the other, then unalived itself. But with multiple wounds? How do that even sound, y'all? The family said this shit from the beginning that it was bullshit. They were trying to tell the family just from the beginning, oh, it was a unaliving S word. And they wanted the family just to believe that. They like, no. How the hell did they get up on Bell Mountain in the first place? They were not supposed to be there. They were supposed to catch this flight, which they missed, and then 24 hours later, they're found unalived? No prior beef? No motive? Nothing?
I haven't heard about this.
Yeah, alright. I'm telling y'all, it's about to be a crazy ride, so don't miss this. I'm gonna update y'all on this, because this is crazy and sad at the same time.
Open up Google, please. Get your Google ready on your computer. Why were chainsaws first invented?
Why were chainsaws first invented? Can I hit search?
Hit search.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
I'm serious. Read it out loud for everyone to hear. This is wild.
Chainsaws were initially invented as surgical instruments to assist in childbirth.
What?
To cut through the pelvises of delivering mothers who were having trouble pushing their babies out.
Yep.
That's horrifying.
I know.
I'm so glad I did not have a baby in the year 1780. That's what they said in 1780.
Chainsaws were first invented to help with childbirth.
In 2000 and 2001, Israel was running, the Mossad was running a massive surveillance campaign on all of our government buildings. And this was their cover, was Israeli art students. And they were using it to gain access to the buildings and then to surveil the buildings, to write down blueprints.
Study that compared high school seniors in 1994 and high school seniors in 2014 and found a massive drop in the number who had a boyfriend or girlfriend, who'd had a job, who have driver's licenses, who drink alcohol, who've smoked a cigarette, who've tried drugs. I mean, some of these are destructive behaviors you don't necessarily want young people doing, but in every area, it had dropped enormously, including, normal markers like boyfriend, girlfriend, and having a job and driving and stuff like that. Right. And so there's this prolonged adolescence, but it's not even prolonged like teenage adolescence. It's like prolonged middle school childhood, right? Where those typical marks of growing up, people are not hitting. And so I think that explains much more the decline in hookup culture, the decline in dating, and maybe even the romanticizing of future marriage. Because if you're a lonely 20-year-old who's never had a relationship with somebody, it's easy to romanticize marriage.
Vegas. Let's get into it. So over about a decade ago, I used to go to Vegas frequently. And I definitely noticed that every time I would go somewhere, there was kind of a give or take when it came to gambling. I could sit down, I could play some cards, I could play some roulette, and there were times I'd win and there's times I would lose, and overall I'd probably be as a loser, but that's okay. I knew what Vegas was, and I definitely had winning moments. Now, what I have noticed in the past 10 years, definitely the last 4 years, is it's taken a turn for the worst, and I mean like a dirty turn. So how many of you have been to Vegas in the last 4 years and that can say, have you won? Have you? Because I have not. I have noticed a huge change in Las Vegas. Every time I go, I am overcharged for rooms, I am overcharged for food. I cannot win. In fact, I used to actually have like at least one person at our blackjack table that was like a winner, and all of us were losers, but there was one person winning. Now when I go, the only person winning is the dealer. Why is that? What has happened to Las Vegas? Are the cards rigged? I don't know. I will tell you that when I go to a roulette table now, that they have an extra little thing on the spinner. So we went from just 1000 to now 3. How do you have 3? No one's playing your stupid casino green one. And why did you put it on there? Like as if the odds weren't already against us enough as you're building all these giant casinos. But you made it to the point where it's not enjoyable for anybody to go to Vegas anymore. I mean, I used to really love a weekend trip away with my husband to Vegas. Not anymore. It's not fun. Has anyone else noticed how there has been a huge shift in the winning of Vegas? Does everyone feel like a loser like I do when I leave?
I haven't been to Vegas in so long, y'all. But from seeing these videos we're making, Vegas seems like it's dead, y'all. I haven't been. You guys been to Vegas? Anyone been to Vegas? And it's still that same good time? I don't drink no more, so I don't think I'll ever go unless Mama Bear wants to go. I'll be like, all right, let's roll. But me, that wouldn't even be in my top 20 destinations I want to go to because I don't drink no more. What's the point of going to Vegas if you ain't gonna be sipping and gambling, right? So I mean, it is fun, I guess, walking around the strip and whatnot, but it's not my thing no more. What's going on?
Tell me
There's
your
chaos.
thoughts in the last 4 to 5 years. What have you noticed about Vegas versus over 10 years ago? I'd love to know.
Where are the aliens? If the universe is really 13.8 billion years old, shouldn't there be aliens everywhere? And if not, why not? I think it was Carl Sagan who said that there appear to be either there's either a lot of aliens or no aliens, and either one is equally terrifying. Meaning, if there are no aliens, then what we have here is very rare. And then
I think no aliens is more terrifying.
More terrifying.
I think it's
to the best of my knowledge, I have not seen any evidence of aliens, and I think I'd know.
Primary care physician it's a joke. They set it up so that you have this one authoritative person that dictates your whole health.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't go to a specialist unless you go through your primary.
Yep.
You can't you know, you might not be able to get a certain medicine unless you go through your primary. If you need a note for school or class or something, or your job, you got to go through your primary. And so the primary care physician is essentially a police officer,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And if you're not awakened to this, then you're just going to get tricked. And, you know, they prescribe the basic drugs, which are statins, proton pump inhibitors, blood pressure meds. You know, those are the three big ones right there. Ozempic, something like Ozempic would come from your primary, you know, and these people are just soldiers fighting in a war that they may not even believe in.
What I think is most interesting, and this is where you come in, right? Like there's very little root cause is what I hear in there.
Yeah.
Instead of head to toe healing, it's just, let me give you a Band-Aid that actually may not even be a Band-Aid. It may be a razor blade and make things worse, right?
A razor blade, wow.
Is that how you see it?
Well,
That's how I see it.
Well, I summarize it in the book as they only have three solutions. It's drugs, it's injections, and it's surgeries.
Yeah.
So you have to ask yourself, if you're going to your medical doctor, are you okay with those three options? If the answer is no, you might want to go in the opposite direction.
Yeah.
Which is me.
Which is me. He guys speaks all this good knowledge and then which is me. But anyways, y'all, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys made it this far, I ain't even gonna tell you guys, you know what to do, y'all. Leave that like, comment, subscribe, y'all. This is Segovia. We're having a good day today, y'all. It's a beautiful day out. First day of spring. Nice 75 degrees, no wind. Got to put my flags back outside yesterday, and my garden flag. It's my American flags hanging on the you know, on the roof, because when it was windy, I had it out there one day. And it ripped the screws out the wall, ripped the screws in half, y'all. That's how bad the wind was, and found my flag down the street. So now I get to put it out. Plants are looking good, y'all. It's a good day today. Hope everyone out there has a good day. Happy first day of spring, y'all. It's a good time of the year right now. We're going to go to Walmart right now. That's how old I am, y'all. I'm excited to go to Walmart, right? And the poor baby stroller, y'all. We had this historic dust storm just the other day, right? The day before that, me and Mama Bear and the baby, I went to run the mountain, and Mama Bear and the baby walked around the park, you know, with the stroller. So I threw the stroller in the back of my truck. When we got home, I always tell Mama Bear, go inside, let me get the baby in, you know what I mean? And then I'll come out here and clean up the truck, whatever we got in there. I forgot to get the stroller out, y'all, and that stroller sat in that dust storm all day and all night. The stroller's ruined. It doesn't close no more. They're saying, I'm going to try it. I didn't really mess with it yesterday. I just cleaned it up. Today I'm going to go out there and blow it real good and try to put one of those keyboard little handheld blowers inside and see if I can get the little rocks out that are in there, because I hear them when I try to close it, y'all. I can't believe it. I came in like, oh, you're going to kill me. But anyways, y'all, that's the plan today. Walmart, clean my fish tank, clean my grill. Busy day today, y'all. Segovia's been busy out there. Having a house is a never-ending project. And then we got a baby, so that's another never-ending project. So I'm nonstop now, but I get these videos out to you guys early in the morning. Now I got all day to get all my chores done, y'all. So I appreciate all the love everyone's been showing. This is Segovia. Got my new, well, I've had it. I got it Black Friday, my little US General mini toolbox back there. When I got it, they only had black and they had red. Well, I got my dad the red one for Christmas, so I got the black one, but I might give this one away and then maybe buy a blue one or a green one, because they have them there when I went to Harbor Freight last time. But anyways, y'all, this is Segovia. I'm signing out of the man cave. I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow on the next one. Later.